the whole idea of what I'm doing did not come to me first. I was extremely interested in Cantor set. I found it incredible that there's something have a dimension, although its length is zero. Thin Cantor set, because there are other Cantor sets which have a length. They call them fat Cantor set. The idea of fractal space-time, Cantorian space-time, and most what I have done based on that really came from an English-Canadian, I must say, gentleman first and scientist second, Garnet Ord, who live in Canada right now. And a year or so after him, I became aware also of a very, very clever and gifted French astrophysicist, Laurent Notal. We became instantly, we all three, we were something like the Three Musketeers. But then they became Four Musketeers and Five Musketeers, like in an Alexander Dumas story. It's Garnet really who brought us to this idea. My contribution was first, whether I liked it or not, because I'm using random Cantor sets, and the random Cantor sets, by a theorem due to an American mathematician, have a Hausdorff dimension equal to the golden mean. It came so the golden mean came into my work because I'm using Cantor sets. It was not, explicitly at least, in the work of Notal, not at all, and implicitly in the work of Garnet, because Garnet used piano curve. Piano curve is a fractal.
The piano curve.
A piano curve is a fractal. And it's actually, to be exact, it's a Hilbert piano curve. David Hilbert worked on it, and Giuseppe Piano, two outstanding mathematicians of their time. So in any case, I think the only thing which put me very far, relatively, very far from Notal, in a common sense way, said, I will remove differentiability. When you have a differentiability, then your curve or line or bars or whatever you want to call it becomes smooth. But I will not give up continuity, because he thought and reasoned, I thought that in the past too, if 2 points are separated by nothing, this is another way to say they are not separated. That's a mistake. That's a fundamental mistake which only pure mathematician will understand. And I ever since realized fundamental to anything is discreteness, transfinite discreteness. Because yesterday we spoke about zero, empty, and nothingness. Three different things. You see, you say, I take a pencil and I draw a line. It's continuous. No. The pencil is made of atom and electron and all that. And when you really magnify this line, you will be astonished. It will be a sort of a Cantor set, and probably a random one, and they will have gap of empty sets, not of nothing. And these points, although they are not separated by something materialistic or by a zero even, but by an empty set, doesn't mean they are joined together. So here, there is no accurate language without pure mathematics. I mean, one of the greatest philosophers of language, whom I admire very much, Ludwig Wittgenstein, an Austrian who was teaching without a PhD, even at that time, philosophy with Russell, on the invitation of Russell in Cambridge, nothing less. But Wittgenstein, after he wrote the Tractatus, and he wrote the Brown Book and the Blue Book, all about language, philosophy of language, he said somewhere, I don't know exactly anymore where exactly, it is a wonder that when we talk to each other, we understand each other, if we understand at all. That inaccurate is language. The only accurate language is the language of pure mathematics. So if we are not have an idea about this language, I'm not a mathematician, I'm not a pure mathematician. But if I want to ask fundamental question, then I should know what pure mathematicians have done. Otherwise, I make a mistake. I also thought like Nuttall. 2 points separated by nothing, it means they are not separated. No. It's common sense says to us that. But one of the greatest people ever done philosophy and mathematics, Lord Bertrand Russell, said common sense is the logic of the savages. You see, common sense can help us in daily life. Common sense tells us to preserve life. But when you are asking such a deep question, you have to go to pure mathematics, not to common sense. So I wanted to mention these people who really started it. Is Garnet and Nuttall, and then me. My contribution is bringing, whether I like it or not, the golden mean into my calculation and my analysis, and then realizing, my God, that's all what you need. It is a golden mean number system which you open everything to you. It is the stone of wisdom.
Is it fair to say, I believe you once said, that Garnet Ord actually was responsible for introducing the fractals into the realm of physics?
And it is, of course, you see, he's a very mild man, and he is not driven by ego at all, which I could not say about myself even.
Oh, come on.
But he is like that. And a lot of people took a lot of his idea and don't even mention his name.
Yeah.
But
as they do with you.
Well, I can take it. But any case,
so,
I have
Garnet
also to mention some of the people without their support and indulging into this. We were scouts. We didn't know where we're going. You know, we are discovering the first road to lead us to where we want to go, and it takes courage. It takes personal courage, really, to do that. A lot of people are extremely intelligent and clever, but they're frightened to oppose. Oppose doesn't mean you wage war against people, but just say your opinion. And I love what Gerard Toft, Nobel laureate Gerard Toft, once told to me. He have a lovely wife, Betteke, who's a friend as well. And she's a doctor. And he said, you make one mistake, you lose your job. I make many mistakes, but I make one thing right and I get a Nobel Prize. So why not to say whatever, and if it is wrong, it's fine. I didn't kill anybody. But, you know, the wars they can wage against you and against your friend just because you are saying something different, which is not along their interest. And I don't understand that. But I want to mention these people. Foremost is a Chinese, very courageous man with enormous energy. You know, he eats an enormous amount of food and he's not fat at all. And he do everything from applied mechanics to theoretical physics to working with me. I don't know how he achieves that. He doesn't probably sleep at all. As Professor He from Shanghai, he done really a lot. You close your eyes and don't listen now. Is Scott Olsen. He helped a lot, and I call his book the magic book. I always call it the magic book. Some people call it the divine book, and it's a lovely book, which really brought us together many, many years ago. Then there's a Slovenian, Professor Kranjek, Marek Kranjek, and she is extremely, extremely helpful, and she have written several books which give us and our idea visibility despite all the dust which other people try to create in order to lose visibility for whatever reason, I don't know, because we are not fighting for oil or money or anything. We're just fighting for mathematical truth. John Argyris, the late John Argyris, I think he's Sir John Argyris, he was knighted by the Queen, and he's the man who invented finite element, which revolutionized mathematic structural engineering. The fuselage of an aeroplane is so difficult to calculate its stresses, and he's originally structural engineer. He's a Greek, Egyptian, Turk, English, German. I think he speaks about 25 languages, an incredible guy. And he then got interested in my work when he was 85 or something. And he worked so hard for 10 years and written many, and because of his stature, he defended me. I was much younger. I'm much younger than him. He since died, but I really have to mention him, that he was extremely helpful. Without Penrose and Elan Cornet, I couldn't got anywhere. It is Penrose universe, this fractal tiling of Penrose. This is the essence of what I have done, the holographic boundary.
Sir Roger Penrose.
Sir Roger Penrose. A lot of people love the way he writes. And he has a delightful book where he said he was shocked or something, and that even science is subjected to fashion, and so things become fashionable. You would have thought sciences is not about fashion. He have an incredibly nice style of writing book, and he's very popular. And he's an artist, of course, like so many people in his family, but something which is very near to my heart. He always was like me, without we ever talked about it. He wants to see peace in the Middle East. I love that. He considers the conflict is a big, colossal misunderstanding, because Jew and Arab and Christian always lived in harmony together. What is happening now, I don't understand, and I don't want to discuss it.